China's overall factory activity has deteriorated in July as a softening of new business growth led manufacturers to scale back production. The S&P Global China General Manufacturing PMI fell to 49.5 in July from 50.4 in June. Now, India has also surpassed China to become the largest exporter of smartphones to the US. Here's a report to explain more.
For the first time ever, India has surged past China to become the #1 exporter of smartphones to the United States. Between April and June 2025, smartphones made in India accounted for a staggering 44% of all US imports, leapfrogging China, whose share collapsed to just 25% from 61% a year ago. That's a nearly 240% year-on-year production boom for India, a figure almost unheard of in tech manufacturing circles. What fueled this? The answer is Apple. Squeezed by US-China trade tensions and the threat of steep tariffs, Apple accelerated its China Plus One strategy, shifting production lines and supply chains out of China and into India. Smartphones, especially iPhones, assembled in India are now filling American shelves at record rates. Competitors like Samsung and Motorola are also expanding their Indian operations. But Apple's pivot was the catalyst. They plan for up to 25% of all iPhones to be made in India in the years ahead. But why this shift happened? Ongoing disputes and tariff threats between the US and China have made Chinese exports riskier and costlier for global companies. COVID-era disruptions and political uncertainty forced tech giants to hedge their manufacturing bets. Finding new hubs beyond China, major incentives from the Indian government, and improvements in infrastructure helped companies like Apple set up large-scale assembly and export operations rapidly. In a symbolic move, Apple is closing its Parkland Mall store in Dalian, China, its first ever retail shutdown in the country since debuting there in 2008. The reason? Starkly declining foot traffic and broader struggles among high-end retailers, with brands like Michael Kors and Armani also fleeing the mall. But this isn't just about one struggling location. It's a sign of a deeper challenge. Apple's market share in China is shrinking, now outpaced by local giants like Huawei, Vivo, Oppo, and Xiaomi. Fierce competition, cheaper alternatives, and economic headwinds in China have dented Apple's sales for 6 straight quarters, dropping revenue in Greater China by nearly 10% since 2022. Despite the closure, Apple insists it remains committed to the Chinese market and will actually open a new store in Shenzhen.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.